What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Shue, how are you, sir?
Good, and we're here like underground in the depths that nobody knows about.
Running through the tunnels, just like our movie, the titular character of tonight's film, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Bum bum bum.
Yeah, we're running through tunnels, we're going really fast, all that fun stuff, hiding away from everyone around. You a Sega fan? You a Sonic fan? What's your deal?
We never were. We only played Nintendo systems to this day. We've only bought Nintendo systems. No Segas, no PlayStations, no Xboxes, nothing. The only time I ever played Sonic, I remember this clearly, was, do you remember back in the day when you could go to like video game stores and they had
like arcades?
No, not arcades. They're video game stores that you went to buy video games.
Yeah.
And they would
they had
like GameStops, GameStops,
okay.
But they weren't GameStops back then.
Yeah.
And they always had a Sega and they always had a Nintendo. And I always ignored the Nintendo because that's the one I had.
Yes.
So and they always had Sonic typically. And I kind of found the game pointless because I was like, there's no challenge because all you have to do is push forward. And he would just go through everything, but...
You're gonna upset the Sonic fan.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Same here. I mean, I've played like mostly any kid from, the late 80s, early 90s. I played my fair share of Sonic, but I never like considered myself like a Sonic fan. I don't think I carried the lore with me, and I definitely was not beating down the door for anyone to make this movie. And I don't think anyone was, especially after the first trailer. And if you guys don't remember that, they released the trailer to Sonic the Hedgehog, and there was so much of an uproar. Not something you see typically these days. The CGI team supposedly went back in and completely redesigned the main character. So already going in, there's a lot of flags.
And it looked good now. The first one looked horrendous.
Yeah, because me and you had talked many times how that trailer did not appeal to us. They did change the character to make it look like the actual character.
The question is, they were saying it cost $5 million to go in. And then people started saying that they did it on purpose. And the $5 million that they did was, it cost $5 million to make the fake trailer, which is what we saw. Because he never was going to look like that. They only did that
to get everyone talking.
Just to get everyone talking. I want to know if that's true.
I'm curious because I don't know if it's going to be any effective at all. I don't know how many people are going to come out and see Sonic. I think a lot of people were kind of put off by the trailer. While I, like most people from the 90s, love Jim Carrey, but I think Jim Carrey, at least his recent appearances and everything, has kind of not been appealing or someone that I've been really excited to see. But nonetheless, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I fell asleep. And that actually has nothing to do with the movie. We had 2 shoots today. I've been up since 6 a.m. Lame excuse. It's, 1 in the morning? 12.
Yeah,
it's something like that. I apologize. Chasing, however, is a good man, and he stayed up. Chasing Cinema. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mr. James Shue was the lucky one here because if I could have fallen asleep, I would have much rather enjoyed that. Sonic the Hedgehog is like Deadpool for 7-year-olds. No surprise at the end of the movie, which there is a mid-credit scene, I'll warn you, that Tim Miller's name pops up on screen. I feel like this is the prime example. This is Exhibit A in the court case against movie studios and execs being really out of touch with what audiences want. While I don't care much about the Sonic lore, there is a ton of Sonic lore to go off of. And the big plot jump that Sonic execs and movie execs and video game execs all teamed up to do and create was to put Sonic out of this fake make-believe sci-fi fantasy world and stick him in Montana with a cop. This is a movie that is just filled with like meta jokes that will be really dated in 5 years, like Uber, and then there's like a constant running joke about their marketing, like Olive Garden gets like 5 plugs in this movie. It's just all the things you don't want in a movie. You know how Deadpool is kind of sarcastic, he's meta, he makes jokes about how things are going on in society, but he's always given commentary even when he's in trouble. That's literally the same thing, only it's with a kid movie character. So maybe maybe there will be some kids who kind of enjoy the fact that the character's interacting with him, talking with him, breaking the fourth wall, and is kind of joking and laughing about real things like Uber. But for me, this was a movie that just was so out of touch in what should be a Sonic movie. Just the animation look. There was a movie called Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and animation and reality blended so beautifully, and it's shocking that I think near 30 years later, it's managed to not look as good.
Jessica Rabbit.
I do think the movie had some funny moments. I did laugh, don't get me wrong. I don't think this movie is a complete disaster, but it just feels like it's so thrown together, so lazily written. There's had to have been at least 10 writers, because you could tell some of this material is just very generic, talk show host monologue type stuff. It's what happens when you get a property licensed, and then you're like, what do we do with this? And you just have 10 people in a room kind of come up with an idea. It's very apparent. It's very lazy. Sonic is already developed in Montana. He's already been following this cop around, and then they just get to meet. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I was not a big fan.
I will say this. I remember this chasing.
Okay.
I thought it was pointless the way they opened the movie, where it's the very end of the movie, basically.
Oh, okay.
And then
which they do in
which was only though for literally that was probably 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the top. And I was thinking, why not just start the movie at the beginning?
What other action movie do you know starting with a character running commentary in the middle of a dangerous situation, jumping around in slow motion? Deadpool. It's a formula, guys. Reject it. We don't want to see it. We've seen it already. Especially in a kid's movie. I mean, this could have been so much fun and really explored this whole new world, but no, we thought Montana was the place to go. Not anything against Montana, but if I have Sonic and this really magical lore and world of characters, why not go there? And like she said, I don't even know if this is out of the real lore. The whole movie opens up on this very serious scene where Sonic was raised by this majestic owl-like character. But all that feels useless and just kind of I don't know. It's we have a whole entire world here, and now we're going to go to Montana. It's well, why show me these crazy, interesting worlds only to bring me to Montana and San Francisco? But nonetheless, I love those cities.
We digress. All right, so that's our review for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, go see The Gentleman. Go see
Gentleman was so good.
Yeah, go see all that stuff. But happy Valentine's Day. May you, and if you are with someone, have a wonderful day to celebrate your love. And if you don't, celebrate yourself.
All right, next week, we'll be back.
As always,
what are we watching?
Town Square. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure.
Pull it up. And while we do that, I'll go. If you want to come to any of our future premieres, again, it's every Thursday. All you have to do is text 555-888, and then the short code that you put into the message is Superman. HSUPERMAN. No, Naruto made a new one.
No, you could do Superman, right? You could do. There's multiple, so do Superman. HSUPERMAN.
Then you get all the events. So 555-888 Superman. Superman.
And then next week, join us here at AMC Town Square as we listen to the call of the wild. Han Solo, not Chewie, but another furry friend. In the upcoming what I believe is the final 20th Century Fox film, Call the Wild.
The irony, because normally January is a horrible month. January was actually a beautiful month.
February?
Is not hitting me right now.
So we'll see if they're able to fix it.
But this Han Solo movie looks good just because it's a dog. They're going to make me have good feelings. I'm a sucker.
Yes, you are.
ChaseandCinema.com is known as
The Film Lovers website.